Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Dungeon of the Mad Mage. This is episode 112? Is that what we're on now? Session 112?
Yes,
No
because I
idea.
remember last week I pointed out that the previous episode was a palindrome.
Oh,
It's no longer a palindrome.
yeah, that sounds like you.
And we're not going to see another palindrome till 121.
We
No
de-droned.
memory of that.
Fair enough. All right, let's go ahead and kick tonight off with a little bit of a recap. Previously,
At 181.
in the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, the party, while exploring Mad Goth's miniature castle, had finally located the next piece of Ezrah's artifact, Orb of Storms. But as the orb came together in Ezrah's hands, an immense surge of electricity was unleashed. Ezrah just managed to hold the energy back, preventing it from harming his allies, and ultimately caging away a small portion of it within the Halaster. With this sudden crisis averted, the party decided to finish exploring the castle before heading on their way. By their accounts, they had 2 rooms left uncharted. The first was an exotic
Nathan
bedchamber,
Drake's Arcane.
modeled after the decor of a far-off land. The second was a music lounge with an immense octobase. Inside the octobase, the party discovered a trapped old man. After questioning him briefly, they discovered that the old man, Zartem, was a wizard that had been trapped here by Madgoth. After freeing the old man, the party decided that they had done all that they could within the castle. On their way out, they stopped by the homunculus and returned the helmet it had given them, and it seemed pleased by their efforts. As a reward, puked up a fist-sized sapphire. The party then rode the ball of light back down to the lands below, where they met up with moss-covered rock near stream. Shortly after,
Mossy.
they were accosted by Kurok the Stone Giant, who didn't seem to recognize them from their previous encounter. Matashtai tried to communicate with the giant, but his telepathy only served to startle the creature and send it into a rage. While the party was loath to harm Kurok, they weren't about to just be beaten to a pulp by an angry, forgetful stone giant. Initially, they tried to defensively retreat, but eventually it became evident that they would have to either knock the stone giant out or wound it enough so that it would retreat on its own. Unfortunately, in this process, Kurok was able to call for his cave bear companions, and then eventually the rest of his stone giant family. The party was successful, though, in getting the giant to retreat, but by the time that had happened, the rest of the giant family were up in arms and after them. To escape the 7th floor, the party decided to have many of its members go invisible and let the odd man out, Matashtai, just make a run for it.
Log!
Oh,
But fortunately, the
racists.
monk was, incredibly speedy. And during his flight, he was noticed, but the stone giants were unable to keep pace with him, primarily because of them having to go through. Well, he's fast as fuck, but they're also fast as fuck. They're stone giants, but stone giants running through tunnels is not exactly a conducive environment for speed.
Yeah, but are they monk stone giants? I think not.
You don't know. You don't know.
I know, that's why I think. I don't know.
That's fair.
Not that I know not.
Unfortunately, the party misremembered their directions and ended up taking the way back up to the 5th floor instead of the way back up to the 6th floor, though this proved no great issue in the long run. As they made their way through the willow wood, the party discussed their coming plans. It seemed like several members wanted to take a few days to process what they had learned and discovered, as well as to work on some side projects. Bones would stay with the Skull Takers on the 6th floor, while the rest of the party would venture topside. And that is where we rejoin the scene. Basically, you all have arrived on the 6th floor, kind of briefly discussed what your plans are as far as that goes. Made your determinations that Bones is staying here for the time being.
Forever.
And that you guys are going to reconvene, though I don't know that you have set a specific date or anything like that. So, take it away. What's happening?
Are you guys having
Where we going?
Discord spikes? Like spikes in latency?
I am not currently.
Interesting. I am badly, but well.
Unfortunato.
Yeah, that's no bueno.
I am not having.
Okay, well, whatever.
So, how are we getting up top?
I mean, I assume
With
we
our
just go up
legs.
to Willowwood and
Ask for blessing.
Okay. That is a decent enough plan. You guys have, are y'all hurt right now?
a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
You guys want to, do a short
A
rest
little
before
bit.
you make the journey up top, or are
No,
you
I'm
feeling
good on
fine?
it.
Well, Bones, you're staying here, so obviously you don't particularly count in this instance, good sir.
Yes, I would like to do so.
Okay, so
That's
I mean
hurtful.
that's a simple enough situation. You guys take a little short rest. Feel free to utilize any hit dice that you want. Regain whatever you gain on a short rest. That's all good. We move forward from there.
Is anyone close on weight? Like, do I need to actually transfer this shit to you? Anyone actually going to the surface?
Well, I never put money in from when we split all that up.
What money?
That we found a while back.
At the all the coinage you
dragon-
guys found
the
at the
dragon
dragons.
hoard.
Yeah, the fairy dragons. The horde.
Oh, good luck finding that.
I've found it.
I was gonna say it's probably. I mean, Jake reposts the money splits every time you guys get money, so probably just up a little ways.
Pretty sure I put mine in there. I don't know why else I would have 1,200 copper.
That sounds like a plausible reason.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
I
shit.
also have 1,200 copper.
I'm gonna restart Discord. I don't know what to do. This is really annoying.
Okay, we will see you back momentarily. Ah,
Fuck the layout.
that's fine. It should. We'll be broken mosaic for a moment. I haven't had to mess with the someone missing slates in so long that I don't even think they're modern slates anymore.
They're probably not.
No, they're not. They're the old versions, yeah. Alright, well, whatever. All good. Welcome back.
Hello.
Okay, so, guys take a short rest,
Yes.
Yep.
and then the plan is for Ashes, Ezra, and Matashtai to head back up to the 5th floor, seek Willow's blessing, and then skedaddle back on up to Waterdeep, correct?
Where do we
Correct.
land when
You
if
as-
anyone is close on weight? I'm sorry to interrupt, Jake. I didn't mean to do that. It's like, I don't know, 50, 60 pounds, the shit.
So, are you trying to send something up
Yeah,
with someone?
what is your question? Are you trying to offload something?
Yeah, you guys gotta have this stuff to sell.
Oh, you have a lot of the crap to sell. Gotcha. I forgot about that.
I have all the stuff.
I have plenty of room.
Okay. Well,
Well,
if you have
then-
plenty of room, then we'll just hand wave it.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Yeah, I've got 200 pounds left in my bag of holding.
Okay, yeah, we just hand wave it then. All right, I'm gonna post the shit that I have then.
Super easy. Yeah. Okay, sounds good. All right. Then if that is the case, do you guys need to make any arrangements prior to leaving, or do you want to coordinate on specific days, or do you guys still have the sending stones? I don't remember if you guys like paired that off.
We never.
With
We
someone
had
else.
we had one, and I believe
don't-
Sine had the other one, and I have it. I have the
Yeah,
other one.
yeah. Ine has the other one. Gotcha. So you guys can get in touch with Bones that way if you need to while he's gone, or you could just find someone and pay them to do a sending like Matashtai did that one time.
Oh, hey, I got a box. You can just put a note in the box, and I'll
There's-
check it in the mornings.
There is the box. I meant for like a more like urgent communication.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But like the box does work. You guys know that Bones has a magical spatial little box that he shares with Oshotu, that he can kind of like write messages back and forth.
Our box.
Yeah. Anyways.
Collectively.
So it sounds like there's no particular like time that you guys or date that you guys are looking towards. So we'll just play it by ear.
Really?
I will send a note to while they're short resting. I'll write a little note, to Ochotu, regarding, look, I'll gather up however much we're gonna change. I don't know how much, but we would gather it up, and say, hey, take this to the guild, let them know,
Gotcha.
when you check this tomorrow in the morning of, I'm not gonna give it away. The day you get this, take this over to the guild.
Gotcha.
Yeah, whatever, man.
So,
Also, I just I would ask that someone inform me of the magic list at some point.
yeah, I mean that's a simple enough situation for us
I
to
know.
be like, oh, we let Ochotu know this so he can correspond with Bones, and then Bones, yeah, that's a pretty simple hand wavy situation.
I know. I just wanted to say it.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, cool. Well, if that's the case, unless you guys have anything else further to do, Ashes, Ezrah, and Matashtai bid their adieus to Bones and the Skull Takers, and head back up to the 5th floor, where you make your way over to Willow's Tower, and you convene briefly with Willow, Halaster, etc., right? But you guys are just going there to seek the blessing, not for anything else, right?
I mean, when you say it like that, it sounds very like. I mean, yes.
There is an air, and it is a known quantity. I think we've already talked about this a time or two, right? Like that. It's not necessarily grating on her nerves, right? But it is a thing where it's like Willow's like, you're just coming back here so you can travel a little more safely, type thing, right? Like, she's not mad about
alright,
it
Look,
yet, right?
here's the thing. Like, if she needs favors
Uh-huh.
done to
That's-
help,
We've made that clear.
And that's the reason why the
like,
relationship
hey,
still
she's
exists,
sending us up top.
right?
Is
Obviously,
there anything that she wants that she can't get down here, up there?
I don't think she'll think about it, right? But Willow is quintessentially druidic. She actually kind of like not abhors, but
Modern
like
civilization.
Waterdeep is like inherently a bad place in her mind, right? Like,
I mean,
just
she's not wrong.
just due to the nature of it being civilization. So she doesn't dismiss that out of hand, but she'll think about it. So, like I was saying, right, there's no issue or requirement or anything like that. It's just, this is a known quantity that you guys have, right? This is a relationship that you have, and I wouldn't call it tenuous or anything like that, but it isn't exactly like best friends, that type of thing. So each time you show up, it's kind of a crapshoot of whether. And another thing is Willow seems to be a very temperamental individual. So at any given time, when you visit her, she is not always in the visiting mood. This happens to be one of those particular moments. And she's pretty terse with you, and she's basically just like, yeah, okay, fine, whatever, and gives you her blessing and then basically kicks you out. And the entire time, Halaster, of course, is like, oh, come back whenever you feel like it. It'd be nice to have company, that type of thing. But anyways, you guys make your way back through the Willowwood to the Dead Tree Gate.
Shove a piece of wood in there from the
sacrifice a
crap
piece of
laying
wood from the
around.
pile, yeah. And the gate shimmers open. Ashes, Ezrah, and Matashtai step through. And you find yourselves once more in that silvery river, the tube, the tunnel of arcane energy. Darkness all around you, and once more you are suspended. You're frozen in place. You do not progress forward. The shadow does not encroach. There is a warmth about you, a familiar presence that holds the shadow at bay, it seems. And you all hear, once more in your minds, that voice that speaks to you all at the same time. And it says, you go further and further each time. You are close to their territories. Soon, you will invoke their wrath.
Okay. I'm not
I
there.
mean, it seems
Shit.
that's kind of how this has always gone. Go deeper, invoke whoever's wrath is down there, try to deal with it, move on. Lather, rinse, repeat.
The Seven are not like other entities you have encountered. They have been here for too long.
You mean the 7 students of Halaster?
I do. Each level you go further in the dungeon is a level that draws you closer to their realms.
Well, at least it's realms plural, so I'm assuming we're not going to have to deal with all 7 of them at the same time, at least.
An alliance
thinking.
between members of the Seven is a rare and terrible thing.
Terrible, like bad for the world, or
Yes.
interesting?
I say this to you, and yet it seems as if still plan to press forward.
We have to.
Why?
I mean, aside from our original goal that we were given by our employers, so to speak,
Benefactors.
benefactor. No, I don't even know if they're really like timeout.
They just
Where
grabbed
we-
us off
what-
the street and
what-
said,
I
"Go
don't
in
think
here."
we were even, what was our reward for like investigating the entirety of the mountain? Did we?
I'm pretty sure we become lords of Waterdeep.
There-
I
What
don't think that
remember.
was on the table.
I
don't think
remember
that
that's
ever
what was
offered.
said.
They're basically benefactors, right? Like, some of you take more advantage of that benefactor relationship than others. Kind of call outs there to Ezrah and Bones. Ezrah takes advantage of his membership of the Harpers pretty extensively, and Bones too of the Emerald Enclave. So it's kind of benefactors, but it's also a what you make of it benefactor relationship.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Aside from our original job, I think we all have a personal stake to go deeper. Each one of us.
Something to drive you forward. However unlikely it might be for you to succeed, I do wish you luck.
Appreciate that.
Thanks.
Gonna need it.
But beware. The further you press, the deeper into shadow you'll find yourself. Already has its hands on you.
Slow turn to Matt.
What did I do?
I mean, it's not what it's in the past. Like,
It's in the past.
but when you
you've
kind of did
been,
the whole like
fucked
thing.
before.
Oh yeah, you mean when you assaulted me as a group?
That is what they mean when they tried to
Right,
murder you in the streets
I
of
had-
Waterdeep.
I had to deal damage to you to get that mark on you, so I could track you. If I could do it without it hurting you, I would have.
There's always an excuse.
Everyone
Damn you,
else is
Jeremy! Quit
doing
being
it.
the agent of chaos in this.
That's like the fun that I get out of DMing is getting to be the agent of chaos. All right. So there's that right, like that moment where this embodied feminine presence says that to you, right? And there's this kind of like eyes back and forth between all the rest of you, and then you feel your bodies begin drifting as the presence releases you. Not for clarity, the presence doesn't just like slingshot you away or anything like that. So the presence is still there, should anyone like wish to ask a final parting question or say a final parting thing. But the presence does release you, and you begin to float away into the arcane nature of the gate that you're passing through. So.
Yeah, I've got one final question. Do you need help? Are you okay? You're not like trapped anywhere, are you? Or like,
Also, I don't remember if we've asked, who are you?
oh, we've asked that like several times.
You've asked that a couple times and
Several
never gotten
times.
answers.
Well, maybe she likes us more now.
As you are drifting away, right? There's just this long pause, and then just kind of like this faint echo in all of your minds. You hear the words, "Yes, trapped," and then the connection's broken, and you're drifting through the gate, floating through, and as soon as the presence is gone, right, you can see the tendrils of shadow racing along the tunnel of arcane energy. And there are only 4 of you today, or 4 of you. There are only 3 of you today, so we get to roll a D3. Ashes, Ezrah, and Matashtai in that order. Ooh. Hands of shadow reach through the magic towards you, Ashes. However, you have the blessing of the Willowwood upon you. I need you to roll a 1d100, and you want to roll above a 25.
That's above a 25.
That's above a 25. Okay, so, un momento. Let me pull this up and see what we get. What Roll a 1d27.
Another common die.
A 5. Okay.
Yeah, bro, you don't have a 1d27 in your collection?
Gotcha.
Like, honestly, what are you doing?
Aww. Okay, you feel this these shadowy hands reach into your being. There is a well of warmth that washes over you as the blessing takes hold, and it overtakes the hands of shadow, driving the shadow away. And as this happens, there is a flash in front of you of magical energy, a rune etched into the space before you, and you feel your body, you feel your physicality just enhance. You feel
Go on.
almost impervious. You are immune to the blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened, paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, and stunned conditions. And some other stuff might happen depending on, other triggers. But, anyways.
That was too many for me to memorize at one time. I'm just going to refer
You're
back
immune
to
to status effects.
Okay, there we go.
You're wearing a ribbon.
Gotcha. With that old style Final Fantasy knowledge. Got it.
All right.
All right, cool.
There is the acceleration as you all pass through, and then quite suddenly just dumped out into the open space of the second level.
Yes.
Second level of the dungeon. I was sitting here thinking second level, and then I was thinking of the other gate, the rust gate, and I was like, wait a second, that doesn't come from the fifth level. That is the wrong gate. And I was like, oh, it's the other gate. It's the gate to the north. So you come out into the former goblin outpost, which is in shambles and wreckage. There's been no reclamation of this area or anything like that. And in short order, you all are able to pass through the second level of the dungeon without issue, up to the first level of the dungeon, and that's going to tick up your situations tracker to a 4 for when you get back. And we'll see how that goes.
Dope.
Exciting. So... Yay. Let me see if there is anything that we need to cover specifically as you all get up to the top. Doesn't look like it. So, you all deduct your 1 gold as you head back up into the Yawning Portal, and that's actually probably the music that we're going to go ahead and sit on for a while, so let me find that real quick. Yawning Portal. There we go. So, you head up into the Yawning Portal, and it is late afternoon, early evening when you arrive. Probably about 6-ish or so. Just starting to get a little bit of a crowd in here. Although, I will say this, it's already night outside, right? It's already pretty much pitch black. Maybe just the faintest glimmer of sun on the horizon. And it's backin' cold The door opens as you guys are coming up out of the well, and you look outside, and it's a foot and a half of snow at least, right? Apparently while you were gone, it got fucking chilly. So winter has arrived in full blast. So there is the usual bit of fanfare as you arrive, right? The death pool,
What is our rate on the death pool?
You guys actually, generally speaking, I don't allow you guys to actually get involved because then I'd have to do a whole nother mechanic or anything like that. But you guys have kind of gotten into a... What's the term that I want to use here?
Routine?
You're kind of fan favorites. There's not a lot of people that bet against you guys right now. Right? There are the occasional outliers, right? Where someone's like I'm feeling a little dicey. Let's, but generally speaking, people don't bet too heavily against you guys anymore. Do you... Let me check the day real quick.
The 12th.
Do you recount any of your deeds? It is the 12th, right? Do you recount any of your deeds? Or are you guys kind of like up, out the well, do the basic stuff, and head home?
Quick question before I answer that. The first thing Ezra would do, and he would probably know this before he comes up, are there runners in the winter?
Yeah, there are. They charge a little bit more, and they're rarer, right? But there's still people that need to get messages around the town or deliver goods or services or things like that. So absolutely.
So I would have penned something for Mert before we got up here, and I would have that ready.
Yeah.
And
easy to do while you were down taking your short rest on the 6th floor,
How much roughly does that?
It jumps, basically it boosts things from like a silver piece to 2 silver pieces. It's not an exceptionally large amount when you guys are dealing with so much freaking money. Yeah.
I give the runner a gold piece and say, make it a priority, please.
He immediately walks over to the bar, puts down the gold piece. Durnan gives him 2 shots and some change. And then he sprints out of the... He downs both shots and sprints out of the
hitting the threshold on his way out. Ow!
It's a Johnson tactic when you're ready for bar close and you need to walk back to the dorms.
Right?
Couple of quick shots to warm you up.
Hell yeah! When you gotta run through the snow,
really get it through that blood stream.
Yeah.
Get that heart pumping.
Okay, is there anything else that you guys need to do or want to do within the Yawning Portal, or is it head to home? And are you recanting your tales while you're here? That's a secondary thing.
If there's some people that I've seen there regularly, I'd probably chat with them for a bit. Some drinking buddies.
Yeah, there's definitely a couple that
is
are
Obaya around? Do you think she'd be interested in the? Oh yeah.
A little sick.
Okay. That's say like the magical items we have, or do we want to just like sell those?
Do we have anything magic that we're actually?
The chess piece is magical. It has a basic enchantment. The boat is also magical, just to keep it reduced in size inside the bottle. I don't know if those are the kind of things that Obaya would be interested in, but it seemed at least like the mechanic is just basically the type of magic on the item.
Yeah.
My understanding was the value of those 2 items didn't lie in their magic, but in...
You got the right of it.
Ship is worth...
Yeah.
The ship is worth money because it's a ship. Yeah,
it's a
and then
ship.
the chess piece or chessboard is worth because it's a collector's item. Yeah, absolutely. So
then,
if you did inquire with Obaya, it would not take her long to not shoot you down necessarily, but be like,
let you know.
Yeah, I'm not exactly interested in these.
Okay. Oh, glad she's still around. I'll ask her. You said you're talking about maybe moving on to greener pastures.
Well,
That
not
about
necessarily greener pastures, just returning home. My benefactor seeks particular interesting items, and once I have a large enough catch, I return. More than likely, I will return shortly regardless, but I might be back. This has been a fruitful endeavor for everyone involved.
That's good news.
Yeah. Well, if we're not, in the mountain by the time you leave, like I don't know, see you off or something.
If it proves to be an option, that would be fine by me. And with that, I'm assuming the conversation is basically done. And while that's happening, Matashtai is kind of carousing a little bit, light carousing, not like going crazy or anything like that,
Not
but
heavy carousing.
yeah.
Light carousing.
just making the rounds while conversations with Obaya are happening and etc. While Ezra is finding his messenger and handling that, So, Matashtai, are you giving away the goods, or are you keeping your adventures close to the chest?
You know what? Let's roll. Let's roll some dice. I'm here
Let's
to roll
some dice. Okay. What are you rolling, and why are you rolling it?
Let's roll. See
Tell
how
me.
many drinks I get in me and how loose with the tongue it gets.
Ooh, oh my. Loose,
So this
loose
is real
tongue, you
Mitchell we're
say.
talking about.
Ah.
So what should I roll for drinkings?
A D20.
Constitution?
The number is how many drinks you have.
Oh god.
D20 number of drinks.
You're
Okay.
dead. Probably be like a 1d4 number of
You're
drinks.
fine.
Woo! He
You're
drank.
He drank.
Just the sheer quantity of how long you would need to be here for 12 drinks, unless
That's
they
just
were
our
like
day now.
shots. Yeah, you're just here for the next like 3 hours. Like, ugh.
I didn't stop that runner.
Okay.
But
Jake,
I
pick a
would
number, one or two.
assume
Pick
I
one
would
or
assume
two.
with that. Go ahead.
Who?
Pick Jake. Pick one or two.
Two.
Two. Okay. Then I don't mention that we killed Xanathar, but I do mention we raided Mad Goth's castle.
Okay. You get a lot of like, who? What? Huh? But
castle.
you give like a little story, right? And people are like, ah, yeah, cheers, because most of them are drunk, or if they're not drunk, they're like, okay, that's kind of neat. I don't know if I believe you, but it's kind of neat, that type of shit, right? Adventuring tales of finding a miniature castle is cool. So, all right. So you do not give up some of the goods. Gotcha.
I do approach Obaya with something.
Yeah.
Because there's one of the things I was going to check out, and she seems like maybe a good place to start. The Ring of Mind Shielding that possibly captures souls when things die.
He
Has a
says,
soul in it.
you're wishing to part with this.
Maybe. I'm curious if you can tell me what soul's in there? Or...
Have you had it inspected magically?
Yeah, Ezra took a look at it.
And
He said there was one in there.
unable to tell?
From my understanding, yes.
Then I would assume it will need more than I am capable of.
Anyone you can direct me to?
There are many people that I know, but none with a speciality involving necromancy. So I do not have a direction for someone to look, but perhaps that is a direction in itself.
All right.
Good enough. Well, thank you.
Good luck. And if you do decide to part with it, I will be fair.
I'll keep that
Even
in
though
mind.
it might have some deranged lich's soul inside.
Not far off.
She kind of eyes
And
you
I walk away.
like, hmm? Hmm? Okay. Cool.
Did we want to do that if that's up for grabs too?
Do what?
Jack, was there a draw weapon along with the armor?
There was, yeah.
Were you looking to keep that, or were we looking to sell that?
I mean, I'm gonna use it as metal. It's a plus
That's
one
true, it is
rapier.
metal.
That
So
didn't-
I'll just say we can either sell it or we can use it to bolster Skull Takers.
Yeah, it's not worth much, right? It's like worth what, 500 or something.
Plus ones are uncommon.
Yep.
We have the pin, right?
Yep.
So
Well, why don't we see what's in the magic shop, and maybe we use that to build
maybe you
up
need
funds
the
for
extra
something
dosh,
we want.
right? You know,
Yeah.
I'll check the magic shop.
an extra 125 might be that extra good.
Yeah, 500 GPs.
Yeah. So, all right. So that's in your back pocket. Okay. Anything else?
No.
All right.
think
Sounds
we're
like a plan. So eventually you all kind of like come to the conclusion. All right, time to head home.
I've already hailed a carriage.
I was gonna
There's
say,
no way.
don't imagine you guys are just trudging through the snow on this
Nah.
one. So,
When we're up top, we don't walk.
carriage up. Again, kind of the fare is slightly increased, so 2
Winter tax?
shards. Winter tax, yeah, basically. But it's again nothing
Because
that you
the
guys
cold
can't afford.
Sucks.
Yeah, pretty much. So, a short journey later, you all arrive back at the Lifted Spirits, and by this time, it's well into the evening. There is still a small crowd. The Spirits still open. There's a small crowd that is there. The kind of like regular scenario. Light music. There's not a whole lot of fanfare going on or anything at this particular moment. You guys, are you interested in checking in to the tavern, or is it just up to bed and then you'll deal with staying things in the morning?
I mean, I don't mind like heading over to Troll Skull.
Up and by.
So,
Sure.
who stays there? Like, does anybody stay there, or like
no one sleeps
just a
there.
bar.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's just
it's-
all right. Someone at the end of the night, someone locks up, and that's it.
yeah. Well, I mean, so Cine and the crew basically lock up, and then what's his name? No. I'm just gonna look it up before I say the
The
wrong person.
Lutterer, Aelin.
No, not Aelin. He's there in the mornings. It
Nastus?
is.
I'm trying to think of all the A names.
He's
Gian.
the
Okay.
Dragonborn boy we keep out front. Guard.
Yeah.
The one that's just like
Audulon.
about old
Audulon
age.
is your security
Audulon.
person. So Audulon is typically the last person to really leave. He does does a couple rounds and checks things, checks locks, etc., to make sure that everything is secure. But no one stays at the Lifted Spirits during the evening, excepting for the last week and a half or so. You have frick, my brain is super dead.
Left.
Well, Lift is always there.
Yeah.
No.
Goat chick.
Yeah,
Yes.
the rogue chick. That's
yeah.
out of the place.
Remember her name. And I do not have that particular thing open. I have 50,000 things open, but not that thing. So let me open that thing. Why do I have so many things? Too many things, y'all. There's just too many things. Personnel. Leandre. My goodness. Could not think of her name. So yeah, Leandre is typically around and about. She sleeps during the day and watches the lifted spirits, the Troll Skull Manor at night. Anyways.
She's a halfling, right?
Yes.
I don't know why I don't have her on my list, but I've now added her to my list.
For sure. Okay, so, sorry. If you
I
guys...
would check in immediately with Sine.
Okay, so you pop in, your carriage drops you off at the manor, you pop in, there's immediately a huge disparity between the nice, cozy warmth of the lifted spirits and the freezing snow outside. And you are hailed as you arrive. There is patrons all chip in excitedly, right? Like the owners are here, a round for the house, right? But you know, it's them buying the round, not you guys.
All right, that's a little backward.
So it's a warm welcome, right? It's not like a oh my god you are beloved welcome, but it's a warm welcome, right? The citizens of Waterdeep, or at least the individuals that that frequent this bar like it, and you've got a good-ish reputation here. So things are relatively jovial. Your staff asks after you. Cine, asks if there's anything that you need, if everything is going okay, etc.
Yeah, how are things?
Thinks everything's going good.
Things are fine, right?
Haven't died yet.
That's good. Cine
Except
will...
he died.
Actually, this is a pretty good time to go ahead and do this. Cine will, one, let you know that a small package arrived for you at midday today, with a small seal on it of a little silver hand. And it's not addressed to anyone of you in particular. It's just addressed to the masters of Troll Skull Manor.
I wonder if this is related to the thing.
Yes.
Ezra takes it.
Okay, open it up. It's a small box.
I wait.
It
wait?
detonates.
Okay, gotcha. So you got that in your pocket, and then after delivering that, Cine will kind of give you the lowdown on how, because it's a new week. Who dis? We'll give you the lowdown on how things went for this most recent week. So I need someone to roll me a 1d100.
I'm on it.
A 49. All right, so Cine will account the activities of the 1st through the 10th, basically, for the lifted spirits to you, and how the bar did, etc., etc. And we talked about this, I think, previously. I'm going to try to be more transparent on where you get bonuses and all that types of things. So, Your 49 is your base, and then Cine lets you know, right, that a lot of people in the city know your names. You're not exactly like the heralded heroes of Waterdeep or anything like that. Not yet, anyways.
Oh boy.
But there are more and more tales about your exploits. There are more and more tales about your magnanimity. There are more and more tales about your greatness. So your renown is growing within the city. You have as a group, you have a plus 28 as far as your renown goes. You also You also advertise every week, so that's a plus 10. You have a plus 6 from your current staffing bonuses, and that's their experience levels, basically. And then you have a plus 9 from various bonuses, and that is from things like having an entertainer and having trophies, both the Troll Skull or the Troll King trophy and the Malarkin Mannequin trophy, right? And then things like the Malarkin Ale and the annual bonus that you paid to your staff, etc. So you guys got a pretty big set of additions going into this particular thing. You also have some malices, though, but I will not fully describe all of those.
Malices.
Who in the city could possibly not like us?
So
Fully describe them
and
all.
one of them you guys know already is the poisoning still, right? Like that's still hanging over you slightly. It's likely to go away soon, but
Thought I put him away.
you did put him away, but you being the target and it happening, right, still has this kind of like air of, oh, this place might get you killed, so maybe don't go there.
Yeah,
right?
But that's part of the fun.
That's the excitement, right? And then another thing is also it's just the dead of winter, so you have a seasonal malice, basically. So,
Damn seasonal malice.
your total is an 89,
That's pretty good.
counting all of your bonuses and malices together.
Seems decent.
And an 89 means I need someone to roll me an 8d12.
Do it, Jay.
Slow.
I believe in you.
Believe.
It is
Roll.
not a Constitution saving throw.
8d12, but now you did mention Constitution.
You were thinking
That
it.
juju is present.
You were thinking it.
No ones.
I'm pretty sure that's above average.
Nice.
Feels above average.
Good job.
Yeah, good. Good roll. Got 3 in there. Could have been a little bit better.
Average would be
Sure.
48.
13 times 4.
All right.
13
That
times
means
That's dice math.
that means that
Oh.
the lifted spirits turned a profit, meaning everything's paid for, as far as like staffing, wages, guild fees, larder, etc. Right, restocking. Turned a profit of 290 gold last week.
Nice.
What do you want to do with it?
Use it to smite our foes.
Hell yeah.
Well, I mean,
I-
we've been putting it all back in, but I don't know. I think whenever we see like a decent increase, we could just, employee bonus.
Or we could
start taking
just
the
bank
draw.
it for now, and then we
Take
buy
a draw.
additional real estate in the future.
No, we can build. We
Additional
can
real.
build an expansion on this historic building.
We are also looking to fund magical wards, and this could be.
Oh, and Cine will talk to you about that after we're done with
Yeah,
this.
magical
little
wars.
conversation.
Fuck.
Magical wars! Magical
after
wars!
someone
Like
bought a
Eberron,
really
bro?
prized magical item that almost got me killed.
Oh shit! Are we the cause of Eberron? Oh fuck!
Ooh,
Goddamn magical war.
you're the cause of where Matashtai is from.
Isn't that place famous
You're-
because of the whole like big ass
You
wars?
ruined my
There,
planet.
there are some pretty crazy like magic wars that happen.
I mean,
on.
admittedly, I don't know much about it. That's
Matt.
just how I associate it.
Holy
Matt
shit!
traveled back in time and is a part of a cause of the
All right,
war.
so I'm gonna ask this. This has
Oh,
been
it's
the
a
thing that you
reverse
guys have
Terminator.
consistently been doing. Are you putting 10 gold back into the business for advertising?
Yes,
Yes.
always.
Okay, so now you have 280 to decide what you want to do with.
I vote we put it towards funding magical wards and home
Okay.
renovation projects and stuff of that nature. Personally,
Super okay with that.
You guys currently
Yeah,
have
whatever.
400 gold in the Lifted Spirits savings.
Okay, let's put another 280 into that.
if we need to withdraw later for other reasons, we can.
You also have 100 gold left with Cine for emergency protection services, and 100 gold that was left with Cine to figure out warding.
I mean,
So-
we were just making this man a target.
So you guys got
He's a smart guy.
We gotta start
that's what he
making
needs to
sure
do.
that Cine isn't embezzling our money.
it has been the entire time.
Yeah, I've got an accountant. I've got an accountant we can use.
Oh fuck!
Send me those books.
He's cooking them real hot.
Dude. Dan, let's go, Greer. We're gonna go up to the surface. We're gonna work this out.
Fuck. All right, so after that is kind of taken care of, you guys can mull over the potential to do different things with the savings later on. Cine will touch base with you, Ezra, about the magical warding that you asked him to investigate. And he has come up with a couple of different things. Specifically, he got into touch with an individual that you all already know, one Ulcoria Stone Marrow.
Yes, I recall that name being said once.
She used to own the Troll Skull Manor, right? And she is a mage of some repute within the city. She's also, I believe, the individual that you all got your Staff of Healing from.
Oh, the really old one with the cat.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
well,
old
the cat
lady.
and the freaking automaton.
I don't recall that part.
That was what you had to do. You had to put down the automaton. Well, stop it.
Automaton.
Yeah,
Well, then
anyway.
she doesn't have an automaton anymore now, does she?
Yeah, she does. She repaired it afterwards. She just wanted someone else to deal with the craziness of it. Anyways, moving on. Ulcoria had already made offers to you previously about magical defenses or things like that. So, one of the things that you could do that Ulcoria kind of like puts out there is things like Glyphs of Warding, right? Glyphs of Warding to, like trigger a specific spell, like a painful spell to put around like your windows or things like that, to prevent people from getting in. A thing that Ulcoria kind of talked to Sene about that might be more along your lines of interest is... So this is something that a lot of the noble houses and even some of the like temple estates and things like that do. But there's basically the installation of a permanent alarm enchantment that can be assigned to individuals so that when it gets tripped, it pings them to let them know that shit's happening. For the size of Troll Skull Manor, Ulcoria has quoted a price of 2,500 gold, and it would need to be re-upped. It would need to be like annually refreshed for 250 gold.
Subscription service.
Yeah.
Damn, she's fucking accurate.
Here's the thing. There are multiple versions of this. The cheap one, which is that one, is the it trips the alarm, and it's actually like an audible alarm that goes off, right?
I'm the one that kills on
It will notify whoever you have attached to it as well, but it also just makes an audible alarm. The more expensive variant is double the price at 5,000, and it's the silent one. It does not notify the individual that they have tripped any sort of alarm or anything like that, but it does notify the people attached to it. So
I can catch the perp.
that is actually typically one of the ones where like certain estates highly favor their privacy, so they will go for the silent one in order to try to snuff out suspicious individuals.
We want the one that shoots 7 poison darts.
That's not her area of expertise.
Can we have one that basically has a prismatic wall flat over the building, and whenever it's stripped, just lowers.
It just destroys the building.
Lowers.
100K.
It just wipes the building out every time it goes off.
Just
Doesn't matter who's in it.
cleanses the entire building.
I like it.
Down to the foundation.
There are other types of options or things like that you could go for, but those are the simple, easy things for an enchanter to do that a lot of estates in Waterdeep actually utilize.
These are the above the board solution.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like,
That's important.
so again, something for you guys. You don't have to make a decision at the moment. It's just something for you to mull over. You have that information now.
No, it won't be much longer till we got enough
I
in
think
the
that might
whole
be
slush
something
fund.
like that's a lot of money, but we have a lot of money.
And it's important to get something in place after the last incident.
I'm pitching in.
So,
The only other thing, Sine, would be, and we won't bring them out now, but we've got a couple of items that we might ask you to help. I assume, and maybe this was a misinterpretation, that things like the ship, the dragon chest, the perfume, all of that kind of weird stuff wasn't going to be just a one and done. We sell it while we're up here.
so probably
Matt already had
probably
connections in the
everything
collecting
except
space.
for the ship and the chest set are fine to sell off at the market without any issues. Those are all just like, shinies. So that's pretty easy stuff to sell. But the ship, yeah, that's going to be a thing. You're going to have to figure out...
We probably gotta get it registered and shit. Otherwise, we're gonna still,
it definitely
"Hey,
depends
we have a
on the
stolen
route you
ship."
go, right? Like if you go, we want to sell it or we want to sell it in bottle, or we want to sell it out of bottle. There's a lot of like, so that's a big deal. And then the chest set is more of a collector's item, so that probably would be a good route for Matashtai's contact.
Yeah, we need some bougie fucks.
Look, let's just go hang around the docks. Oh, I'm not
No,
there.
man.
Y'all just go
Sorry,
hang around the
find her.
docks.
Where was she?
I got too many NPCs. The city's too damn big.
Shalara Silrake.
Yeah, Shalara Silrake. That's the
Yeah.
one. He deals in antiquities and collectibles, basically.
Me too.
I mean, obviously, you could go a different route if you wanted to, but those are the easier routes. And Sine, if you try to put Sine in charge of, finding a buyer or something like that, Sine will be like, I'll look into it, right? But he'll do it in this kind of like, this isn't really my area of expertise, but I'll see if I can figure it out.
Not my job, you pieces of shit.
You don't pay me enough for
I
this.
am
No,
really
you
well.
you absolutely pay Sine enough you pay your whole staff. We went back through that at the beginning of the
Pay them to
game.
do
Like
the
you
job
guys
they
pay
were
your
hired
staff well.
for.
Yeah,
We pay them to keep them,
exactly.
regardless of the ridiculous crap we ask them to do.
Yep. That is how that works.
So we probably just talk through what these items are and Matt, maybe the chest sets up your alley for getting that off, but the ship will need to figure out what we want to do with that.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
So this is kind of semi-related, but in the future, just how we in dungeon find money, split the money out. What do you guys think about not splitting the money out and just holding it all together till we get back up top and get it converted up, and once it's converted up, then splitting it out just to save some steps.
The only thing about that is, and I'll let you guys discuss that as you want, right? The only thing about that is we do have carry weight, and there is like sometimes carry weight issues, so you guys kind of have to like put that money on different people to kind of like have it partitioned out. So that is one kind of complication to the system, because there's already kind of like this need to split it up, to split the weight up on one hand, right? And then the other hand is that some of you have really aggressive monetary projects. Like Bones has a lot of aggressive monetary projects, but I would say you honestly, Ashes, you're potentially getting into a sticky wicket with potions, like maybe having a lot of money to spend there. And I'm not opposed to a group bank if that's the route that you guys want to go. I think that'd be a very interesting idea, as long as everyone's aware, right? If you go a group bank, then it needs to be a group bank, and no one needs to complain about, two members taking more than the other.
I don't think I'd...
Okay, so not an intention of a group bank, just like
not
pool it and
bank,
then split it to take out steps.
Yeah.
Well,
So
the
fair.
only thing that makes me nervous about that is that like we get into situations where like Azrok's like, pay me 400 gold. I'm like, okay, whatever. Yeah, here's 400 gold. Like, I'm okay with making that decision off my money, but I don't know that I'm okay making that decision off everyone's money.
Yeah, well, I think
that's fine.
that was a misinterpretation on my part. I thought we were talking about like a group bank, so I don't think that that's a concern anymore. Jay's just talking about taking out steps. So if that's the case, then going back to the first thing that I said, that's the only thing that I could see being the issue is the whole weight distribution thing.
Yeah.
So
That's fine. We can just leave it the way it is. All right.
Well,
Sorry for the tangent.
I don't think it's a tangent. I think it's something you guys should legitimately consider. There might be a route for you guys to make that an easy step, like if you have additional carrying capacity or something like that.
Like multiple mules.
This is
Yeah,
This is all the carrying capacity you need.
It's returned.
we ran back around.
Okay, so while this discussion is actually happening, we're going to shift gears and transition back deep down into the dungeon, as Bones is spending a little bit of an evening getting situated in the heart of the mountain. I'm assuming one of the things that you check when you arrive is checking your chest to see if you've received any messages, and you do have a brief correspondence from Ochotu about
correspondence. Oh hell yeah!
About how the Wormbone has performed in your absence.
Oh bro, how's it going?
So, I need you to roll me a 1d100.
I get to roll dice. Oh hell yeah!
You own a
That is
shop.
what
You get
we
to
are
roll
here
dice.
for.
And again, in the interest of
I rolled a 32.
Oof. In the interest of transparency, Bones actually has a little bit of a higher reputation than the average of the party. So Bones has a plus 30 to his renown, specifically
Dang,
for
why-
the Wormbone.
Why I got a plus 30?
But Bones does not advertise currently, so he has no advertisement bonuses.
Yeah, I
And
won't
he
do
only
that.
has a staff of 1, so he gets only a bonus of 1. So
That's right.
doesn't have
We're
that
on
many
lean.
doesn't have that many bonuses to add into the mix, but also doesn't have that many malices. Have some, but not that many malices.
Yeah,
I
well,
think Xanathar might be a pretty big one for all of us.
cats have
Maybe.
malices, alright. We knock shit off counters.
Mhm.
We disturb the meta.
So Ochotu's recountings of the success of the Wormbone are nowhere near as expressive as Sine's, right? Sine talks about like the the great clientele and all the interesting things that happen, etc., etc. Ochotu's like, made this much, sold these things, made these things, done.
Perfect.
Ate these things, done.
Damn, what do you eat?
There was a squirrel. There's not a
Hell
squirrel
yeah.
anymore. And that's
sick.
pretty much it. So, you got a total of a 56 on yours for the Wormbone. And that gets you... please roll me a 1d6.
Rolling you a 1d6. Roll 1d. That's a apostrophe. 1d6. I rolled a 3.
There was a 15 gold profit at the Wormbone this week.
Damn, that's so good.
Considering not a lot is happening there, it's actually not bad. Truth be told.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
We ain't doing shit to encourage business.
So, do you want to just pocket that money, or what do you want to do?
I mean, I don't know. Does the bro need food?
No, this is considering Ochotu paid. All of these expenses are already paid with a stipend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I will. Okay. This is what I will ask. Obviously, we'll have to be until tomorrow. Is that, like, can we keep up with demand? Like, are we struggling to keep up with demand?
Not currently, because of the time that you spent with him in the prior week. You guys have a bonus for being fully stocked right now.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to get up on some of that advertising.
Okay. So same thing with like the lifted spirits. You can just put money directly back into now. If you want to get more involved in it, you can try to come up with marketing campaigns or something like that. But you could also just spend money to get advertising, and it's.
I think I'd like to spend 15 gold for Ochotu to go to the local craft show.
Okay.
It's a.
You're gonna send him to trade shows? Oh no. So and again, if that's the route you want to go, we can absolutely do that. But for basic advertising,
I don't need to be involved. I don't care.
Basic advertising is just up to 10 gold. You get 1 point for each gold that you spend.
Okay, well, I will spend 10 gold then.
All right, 10 gold. It is so marked.
All right, we did it. And I will have 5 gold for later.
Great. You notate that because I'm
just gonna put
it
it in my bag. I'm just putting it in my bag.
That sounds like a plan. Okay.
We don't keep accurate books here.
Highly accurate book. Back into the business. All right.
But I do not.
So, what else is happening, Bones, down in the heart of the mountain? Or are you just, hey, how's it going, everybody? Y'all do y'all's thing. I'm gonna work for the evening.
I mean, I do need to work for the evening, but
Well, I don't mean to make it as cut and dry as that, right? You take a meal with the Skull Takers, you hang out with them, you spend some time with them, you ask them how things are going, etc., etc. But you're not getting heavily involved in anything because you want to go spend some time at the heart, basically.
correct. Yeah.
So good. All right, go ahead and you can mark that. And then that'll basically be your evening. So we flip back over to the rest of unless there's anything else of super note.
Half work day. Send Ocho to via super chest note.
Yep. About
inform guild. Ask him to inform Aotitan of upcoming item, and that I have Sapphire for focus, and make sure that is sufficient.
You've gone robot man.
That's what I've written. That's what I've written down for the day.
Yeah, that sounds good. So you do all that, and then the 12th is done for you, good sir.
Sounds good to me.
So back to the rest of you at the Lifted Spirits. Was there anything else that you wanted to do or discuss or anything like that? Or is it time to head to the bed and start the next day?
I think the only point of interest I had was maybe talking about investing in some
NFTs?
magical. No, all of our tokens will be fungible. Damn it.
Oh fuck.
So the other thing I was thinking about is potentially, depending on what the cost is, we're hopefully not going to spend the rest of our lives down in Undermountain. What if we had a mage start working on a teleportation circle?
I am.
Does that work in the city?
In the city, yes. Under the mountain, not so much. Is my understanding of the arcane barriers as I've been.
Right. So
yes.
we could-
Your understanding of the arcane barriers, yes, but in your readings and delvings, it occurs to you there might be some, if we're talking about above board situations, there might be some rules or regulations around teleportation and teleportation circles within the city. So you might have to go talk to some people about specifics.
Posing the question to see.
Because the leaders of the great city of splendors are somewhat hesitant to just allow anyone and everyone to make their own circles of teleportation all the time and just allow invading armies to pop into the city.
Pretty
I
reasonable.
would be impressed if everyone has the capabilities.
Sure,
and
sure.
B has the funds.
Absolutely, 100%. But
Yeah.
some organizations, man,
I
they
am
play the long
intending to
con.
keep everything above board.
Yeah.
Where do we want our
Yes,
teleportation circle to go?
I mean, it's a permanent. It's a to. It's not a from.
No, he's
Yeah, what?
talking where in the house.
Oh, in the study probably. It's out of the way.
Probably the biggest room we got, right?
It's one of the bigger
we've got
ones, I
a
think.
lounge area right in the middle. I think.
Yeah,
a
it's
little bit
it's the study is probably the biggest room that isn't someone's bedroom or an open space. Right?
I believe so.
I don't know.
Maybe the attic, but
I thought someone lived there.
Yeah, that's Ash's
I thought there were 2 rooms up there.
homie domi.
Yeah, it's called a mother-in-law suite, and he needs both.
Does he need both? Is that how that works?
One's for human
You
form,
guys
or
can-
one's for
Yeah,
tiefling form. The other's
one
for wolf
is-
form.
One is for when he has his wolf friends over. They're not allowed on the furniture.
His wolf friends. Wow.
The only one that has showed up.
Yeah, that's true.
You talking about the rat?
Yep, library study is the biggest room.
Yeah. Library study and then attic storage, yeah.
I don't know. How much
So,
does that cost? I don't
either
have a
of
lot
those
of
cool.
money right now.
Uh,
I'm not very
this-
liquid.
This is just posing questions and seeing if it's because the process of getting a magic circle, a permanent teleportation circle, is for a year every day. Creating this circle. It is a very long process. This is not intended to be a solution for us to use in the next couple of months. This is planning for.
Yeah, I'd be curious to
Arcane.
know what it costs because, is that much more beneficial than just learning a magic circle in the city and teleporting there, and walking the rest of the way to Troll Skull?
I
Is
like
there a
the-
public teleportation circle? And
Public? Absolutely
Waterdeep?
not.
Well,
Public, no.
But,
not
I'd assume the
public.
Harpers probably have
Right.
one.
Well, I
or
mean, the
Great Hand have
Harpers
one.
as an organization probably might have one or two in some of their holdouts, but you're looking at very wealthy, very powerful individuals, right? Even not all of the major noble families have things like teleportation circles, because if they did, they'd just be popping back and forth to Neverwinter constantly, Like, teleportation
Summer
circles
and never
are
winter.
big deals. So,
We're
Yeah, you gotta have
becoming
a
a big
permit?
deal, Jeremy.
no, I'm not saying that to you. I'm saying that to everyone else. Like, I'm saying you, I think, have the right concept of what you're talking about. I'm trying to impress that situation onto all of the other individuals.
I mean, okay, so teleportation circle was what? 7th level?
Fifth.
Fifth
Fifth.
level. How much was it cost to get someone to cast a 5th level spell every day?
Well, just the component cost is 50 gold per cast. It's
No, that's not that bad.
18,500 gold, approximately 18 to 19,000, just to cast the spell every day for a year. Not the fee to cast the spell or permits to have the teleportation circle.
I mean, I don't like how you're trying to dissuade them from my idea.
I'm not trying to dissuade. I'm trying to give information. Sorry, here.
That's kinda
Let
fun,
me
if I'm being honest with
rephrase.
you.
Let me rephrase my delivery on this. It costs
What if we
approximately.
enslave a wizard?
What?
Hey, there was that one in the Octobase.
Yeah, we could. Like, we're about to go fight some pretty strong wizards that can probably cast level 5 spells. We'll enslave one of them, give them a spellbook that only has magic
Yeah.
circle, and
I
there's people watching them every day.
I veto
What if
this
every day we
immediately.
slip poison into their food, but we also, like, later in the day we give them the antidote. So then if they ever leave us, they start feeling really sick until they come back.
All
They
hail
die,
the heroes
also.
of the lifted spirits. Like, what the fuck? When did this suddenly turn into an outright, completely evil campaign? Like, what's the
Not
fuck?
evil. That's like, if anything, that's like one of the lesser.
You
evil
literally
things
just
I've ever
talked about
said.
enslavement. That's absolutely
No,
pure
Matt talked
evil.
about enslavement.
Like-
I talked about slipping someone's, like, you know, they're gonna work for us, but they can never leave because we poison them.
That's
every day.
enslavement,
But
Zachary.
Also give
Fuck
them
off.
the antidote every day.
All right,
That's not enslavement.
vetoing conversation. On to the next bit.
Fine, I guess we can't have slaves.
We can.
You think?
It's legal, right?
Yeah, you might as well make the circle out of children's skulls at that point. Jesus Christ.
I have a whole group dedicated to getting skulls.
All right. Moving
The
on.
problem with children's
I'm just
skulls is that
saying.
they're already dead.
It's a problem that you're, like, acting like it's a problem, but we've already established the solution.
Unacceptable. Moving onwards. So, next item on the agenda.
At this point, I'm thinking sleep, my man.
Okay. There's one vote for sleep.
I'm
Yep,
fine
that
with
covers
sleep.
my initial query.
3 votes for sleep. All right. So, eventually,
I
after
cast
a long
spell
evening,
over my bed.
eventually after a long evening, Ashes, Ezrah, and Matashtai head back up to the actual living quarters of the Troll Skull Manor and sleep for the evening. And I think that is probably where we are going to go ahead and take our break. When we get back, we will jump into the day-to-day downtime activities and start burning through those and see where it takes us. I've actually kind of excited about some of the things you guys are going to be doing, so looking forward to it. We'll be back in just a few. See you then. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.